Second shot now for Gerald Henderson, par 4 16th. And they are hitting into the smallest green on the golf course. Golf course basically known for the large greens.
Yeah, which really isn't a small green, as you said. These greens are so big, even a small green is big by comparison.
Gerald Henderson playing with Dr. J.
So according to Gerald, now we could actually take a break, come back, and still catch Julius's swing.
Call him Sundown at his club.
No pressure.
Very deliberate. The only tough part about being so deliberate in your swing and so slow is that you have to really maintain your tempo. If you ever lurch at the ball and can't keep that kind of slow tempo, it can cause some real problems.
Keep turn.
Maintained his tempo real well there.
Nice smooth swing on the approach for Julius Erving. Rick Barry just off the green at 15. I think he'll accept that shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about a competitor. Rick Barry doesn't like to lose at anything. You can be out in the parking lot with some tiddlywinks, and he will be on your case.
Raftery on the tee at 17. And unfortunately, finding the greenside bunker. Another former member of the National Football League. His playing partner is Kenny Easley.
Kenny Easley, a 2 handicap, former Seattle Seahawk. He was
All-America at UCLA, a great defensive back for so many years.
God, I had to open the door for UCLA Bruins. Kenny was the one that had the liver problem, kidney liver problem. Really has worked on his golf game. Played real well in the inaugural tournament in St. Louis a year ago. Fine player.
This is the par 3. 170 yards downwind.
Oh, can't.
Cut the ball. Didn't finish the swing. Ended up in the bunker. Caught it on the toe and ended up in the bunker. 2 tough shots there, both coming out of opposite side bunkers. This is really one of the easiest holes on the backside. You actually get to 17 and you feel like it's a gimme. You can see the pin. It's up front. Big green. 155 yard shot. After all the tight, tough holes on this backside, you get to 17 and you think this is an opportunity.
Now, this is John Harris. He's playing with Kenny Easley.
Actually, in the Pro-Am, John Harris had to pull out after 9 holes. He hurt his back, said he couldn't even finish his swing, and didn't want to take any chances. You know, this tournament means a lot to all these guys, and so he decided to rest the rest of the day and said he would be ready when they rang the bell. And as we can see, he was ready.
What did you use off 17 today?
I hit a 7-iron. Right on the front of the green. As you said, Joel, it measures about 175, but playing downwind, more like 155.
That'll work.
Looks like a good shot.
Magnificent. At about 7 to 8 feet. Left for a birdie try coming up for John Harris. George Brett just off the green, chipping at 16. Sit down.
Really a tough shot. You know, it's so great to have George Brett and Joe Montana as the co-commissioners, the 2 big names, Hall of Famers in their respective sports, and that's exactly what this league needs, is to get all the big-time players and the big-name players out involved and help the rest of the athletes kind of get a jump start on a second career.
We saw the outstanding approach for Dr. J. Now, going to pick up a birdie at 16.
Baby, watch out.
Well, they played it just slightly outside the right. Looked like maybe a cup and a half almost the way it broke at the end.
And you know, these are very good greens. You know, there's some guys that might complain about all the breaks and how tough they are, but these greens are smooth. They've done a great job here, the course maintenance people, of getting this course in fabulous shape. The fairways are lush, your ball sits up. There's really no excuses. You might try and find an excuse, but you really have to blame it on yourself, because this is a good course.
And they're rolling right now at a 10 on the stimp meter. They are real tough greens because they are quick as well. A combination of bent and Poana. So Dr. J with a par at 16. We'll be right back as we continue with our first round coverage of the LCI Twin Cities Open. And right now through 15, John Brodie, Will Duvall with a one-shot lead.
This is a tailor-made mid-size metalwood. That's mid-size, not standard size, not ginormous. You get a 10% larger sweet spot than Big Bertha in a club that's easy to swing. That's smart. That's tailor-made mid-size. Professional golfers hit longer and more accurate shots. Professional hog ranchers hit longer, more accurate shots. You'll hit longer, more accurate shots with TaylorMade's mid-size metalwoods. Because bigger isn't better, better is better. To improve your game, call 1-800-WELL-HIT.
I didn't know you could hit the ball like that. Mike, that must be one of those new high-tech titanium Techno 278B over and under drivers, eh?
No, John, it's the shirt.
Yeah, right.
It's the new Montecito Sportswear line. It looks good, makes me look good, and has definitely improved my game. Here, try one.
It is the shirt.
Montecito Sportswear, available at your local golf pro shop.
Do these guys make underwear?
Top Rank Boxing on ESPN.
Gerald Henderson. Birdie try coming up at 16.
You got a good read on Julius Erving's putt. Knows that it goes a little right to left, and when it dies, it really turns left.
Brakes.
He hit it right through that break.
Yeah, that's what's so tough about these greens. I mean, you really have to. Your margin for error is just. It's actually even you'd say less than the width of the cup. You have to be so precise on these putts.
Over to 17. We saw the tee shot for the former defensive back Kenny Easley out of the bunker. And he's got about 16 to 18 feet coming back for his par. Third shot coming up at 18 for Willie Plett. I was watching Willie yesterday with a middle iron on the practice tee. He can get into it. Another hockey player that can really strike the ball well. Problems there with the short game, though. Back to 17, Raftery in a greenside bunker as well. Former Yankee pitcher on the senior PGA Tour. Plays a little bit more than maybe a half dozen events now on the senior tour.
For a player like Ralph, I mean, this shot is not really a problem. He would probably rather be in the trap than in the rough, in the greenside rough. They're so good out of the trap.
Oh, almost sinks it. Exceptional shot out of the bunker by Raftery.
It's that short game that really separates the good players from the bad players. Not only the good players from the average players, not only on the PGA Tour, but on this tour as well.
Now we go from the green at 17 back to the green at 16. We saw the chip for George Brett. Now can he pick up the par? Yes.
Good putt.
He had a great stroke at the plate. Nice one on the putting surface. We join the leaders now in the fairway. Will Duvall getting ready for his second shot. In good shape on this 375-yard par 4.
Whoa.
Pretty solid golf swing there, too. All these guys play the same. Their handicaps are just different.
Well, some take the pro divot on purpose. Others
And some can even look down at the divot, Joel, and learn something by the angle coming in and the angle going out. I just found that out the other day. Some very good players out on this PAGL Tour. Eddie Payton.
Getting ready for his second shot as well. On 16. Partner.
Brother Walter.
You gotta love it.
And both of them really work hard on their games. You talk about the driving range. Eddie Payton has been out on that driving range for 4 hours for the last 2 or 3 days. And Walter got in just yesterday, but he went right to the range himself.
Solid shot as well for Eddie Payton.
It's one thing about this PAGL Tour. These guys really work hard on their games. You know, there's egos involved. They also would like to obviously win some money, but they care about getting out there and trying to be the best on this tour.
Let's go to the tee at 18 and join Bill Raftery. Raf.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Well, with the commission, doing a great job. I'm sure you hope your golf's a little bit better the next few holes, huh?
Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit. On the front nine, I think we're 4 under or 4 over, and we're 1 over on this side. But we haven't played well as a team, me and my partner. But it's been a lot of fun, too.
You can't get them back quickly this game.
No, not when you're 5 over. You can't. If you're 1 over, yeah, it'd be easy to get back to even. But we got our work cut out for us. Hopefully, we can end with a flourish today and get hot tomorrow.
You've got to be happy about this, the format and the day.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You know, Steve Taylor and Steve Dirks have put a lot of work behind this, along with Mike Haynes, and to see it finally come to a start after 2 years of hard work is great, and to be a part of it from the ground floor is a great thrill for me.
Love to see you get it going. Keep it up now.
Well, thanks.
Have a good finish. All right, Joel.
John Harris for birdie at 17. Tough. Needed to be a little bit above the hole. Efren Herrera, former NFL place kicker for the Los Angeles Rams. Off the tee at 16 and doesn't like what he sees.
No, he's a good player though, and a very jovial sort. He likes to entertain the crowd. He will seek out people. Efren will seek out people to tell him a few jokes.
Efren playing with an outstanding player, and we just mentioned that he's on the senior PGA Tour as well. Jim Stefanich.
And you know Efren did a little politicking and trying heavy persuasion to try and get himself teamed up. Good swing.
Unfortunately, he loses the fairway though. His partner off to the right side. Stefanich over to the left side with difficulty with the trees in the rough. Playing with CJ Charles Johnson. Charlie Johnson, former NBA player. His partner. Another one from the NBA we've been talking about, Rick Barry. Ran into Charlie just recently, coming out of a charity golf tournament just out of the Cincinnati area, and he went back to help out Oscar Robertson. All these players, great competitors during their professional careers, and this is the great challenge that they appreciate and enjoy right now.
Well, the one thing they can carry over to this tour is their competitiveness. They may not be able to take some of the skills that they enjoyed in their respective sports, but what they can bring is that competitiveness, and they can get the ball around. They can learn how to score, and that's what all these guys are trying to do.
Charles Johnson off the tee in great shape at 16, and now Raftery. We saw him off the tee, then into the green side bunker, and a beautiful up and down. And now the big one, Rick Barry off the tee at 16.
Only guy to lead the NBA, the ABA, and what was it, Joel? And the ABA, the NBA, and the NCAA in scoring.
And it looks like it's leaking a little bit to the right.
He said his game's been suffering. He hasn't been playing too much. Rick Barry was always considered one of the better players. Got a good bounce there.
Members bounce.
A members bounce. But he said his game's been suffering. He's really playing to like an 8 or a 9 handicap. A lot of people wouldn't believe that.
We saw John Harris run it by the cup on his birdie try. Unfortunately, he 3 putts from about 8 feet away.
We've seen that putt on 17 missed several times today.
John Brodie and Will Duvall continue to lead as they're currently on 16 by 1 shot.
Most things in this world aren't big enough to handle 7 feet 2 inches, 310 pounds.
And I ordered the big breakfast.
How does that feel?
Oh, watch your head, Mr. O'Neill.
There is one notable exception. The Big Slam from Pepsi. 1 ice-cold liter of Pepsi big enough to handle the biggest thirst.
Ain't life grand?
AT&T, MCI, and Sprint are creating confusion in the minds of the public. The customer doesn't know what plan is the right plan. LCI is a very different long-distance phone company. We offer you a very simple, fair, and inexpensive service with technology that's second to none across the state, across the nation, or around the world. We're growing faster than any other company in the business, and they must be coming to us because they believe in us.
Hey, Mom, I just got here. No, Super 8 isn't mad I'm late. I've got their VIP card. They'll hold my room and give me a 10% discount. What are you going to do for me?
With a VIP card, guarantee your room and save 10% at all Super 8s nationwide.
When sports cream? When arms are sore? When legs ache? When muscles hurt? Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. No odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
LCI Twin Cities Open is presented by Pepsi, who reminds you to be young, have fun, drink Pepsi. And in part by LCI International, a very different long-distance phone company. George Brett off the tee at 17. Bill Raftery just talking to the co-commissioner. They going to get that member's bounce? No. Into the bunker it goes.
I didn't even hit it. It swung so easy. Huh? That's about yours.
Pins way up. See, he swung easy because they are playing downwind. Next up is Steve Obradovich, former pro volleyball player. Another Trojan.
USC guys, they stick together.
He and George Brett actually grew up together. Been together since they were 4 years old.
Hit it. The El Segundo, California crowd. And a bunker as well for George Brett's partner, Steve Obradovich. They're playing with Julius Erving and Gerald Henderson.
Those days. You're halfway there.
And let's look back.
Will want me to go to
just a moment ago. Gerald Henderson off the tee at 17. Nice smooth swing. Does he have enough?
Hit it fat to get that little overspin roll. And you know, as we see these guys come down the fairway, Joel, Julius Erving and George Brett, that's what's so great about this tour, that people that come out really get an opportunity to see their superstars up close and personal and come up and get some autographs and talk to these guys. And they encourage the athletes to be very open and responsive to all the fans that come out for the PAGL events.
They have been phenomenal to the galleries. Everybody signing balls, T-shirts. We saw the great tee shot for C.J. Charles Johnson off the tee at 16. His approach now. A little quick and a little bit to the right. John Brodie and Will Duvall back on 16 with a one-shot lead over the combination of those hockey players that are doing so well, Dean Evason and Doug Wilson. One shot back, and then Peter Mahovolich and Ron Wilson, 2 shots off the pace. Gerald Henderson getting ready for his chip just below the pin at 17. The wind can be deceiving because it seems like it's really died down for the most part now. We had some rain in the neighborhood. In fact, just a couple of hours ago, reports of a lot of rain in downtown Minneapolis, but we have been very fortunate. We're about 20 minutes away, and it really circled the golf course. We saw some dark clouds in the neighborhood, but we got a big break today, and it didn't land in our area.
Seems pretty calm out there now, with much tougher conditions when I played this morning.
You love the way that Chandler threw out that disclaimer. Yes, but on the other hand, those bent grass greens, that bent and Poana, those spike marks around the cup.
I didn't see any spike marks.
We've seen some nice chips by Gerald Henderson. We saw the nice little pitch and run. That chip, Jim Brown. And he gets a member's kick.
Sit down. Sit down.
Off the tree and back into the fairway.
Well, that was the old look like I want to finish swing. Just get out of here. It was real quick. And that's Jim's toughest problem. You know, a big man, anytime you're a big man and you have the kind of muscles, even at his age, that Jim Brown still has, as you see him walk down the fairway there, his back is as wide as a door. That's always one of the problems you have when you're debating whether to lift weights and still work on your golf game.
At 17, this is his par putt.
Good putt.
Come around. Now the long birdie try for Rick Barry at 16. Ben.
There again, we see the cup just spitting out those balls. When you have these bent greens, and so many of these cups are on slopes, that if you don't hit them dead center, they'll spin the ball out and you'll end up 2 or 3 feet away.
Let's join Bill Raftery. Bill?
Well, John, it's a lot easier than dodging those linebackers, huh?
Well, I haven't done that for so many years. This is pretty tough where I've been the last 5 or 6, but this is probably more putts than I've seen go in 3 or 4 years out on the tour. So, I mean, Willard made 4 in the front 9, and I made 4 back here. This is what golf's supposed to be about. This is fun.
No, Will, stop. You've been playing for a lot of years with him. You said he's never made that many.
I've never seen him make 4 birdies in a round.
You got to feel
He said he never has.
Well, you got a couple holes left and got a shot.
Sure, we're going to play as good as we can. We know that you're not going to shoot 6 or 7 under around here every day, and if we can get whatever we can get, we'd love to have it.
Run away and hide, huh?
Oh, we'd love it.
All right, have a good finish shot. All right, Joel.
Ever the diplomat, John Brodie.
We saw the nice solid bunker play by Steve Obradovich. Now, can he pick up the par? Tough. Ralph Terry, second shot at 18. Into the wind, this finishing hole. You can see the way the fairway really narrows down.
And anytime you're coming out of the rough, it's, you know, what he had to do there was try and bend the ball right to left, put a little hook on it. But coming out of the rough, it's hard to bend the ball. That's why so many guys will, you know, you really can't try and do too much other than make solid contact. This rough is doesn't look too severe, but that ball can get buried down in it, and it becomes a very tough shot.
It continues to be a one-shot lead for John Brodie and Will Duvall. As we continue with our first round coverage. They are through 16 now. This is the tee box at 17.
This should be a hole custom made for John's game.
Come over.
Good left.
Good shot.
There it goes.
Jim Stefanich for birdie at 16. The greens are the great equalizer at this golf course, and we've talked about it earlier. They are very large, but they almost penalize you because they are so large. So often you're 50 to 60 feet away, and it's a tough 2-putt. Back to the leaders at the tee at 17. We saw Brodie in great shape. His partner, Will Duvall.
Oh, that's good. Gotta hurry. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Obviously the right stick for Will Duvall.
Looked in, I think.
Third shot now for Jim Brown. And it's easy to have this course, especially on the backside, really wear you down.
Oh, yeah, and you can see the wheels come off of Jim Brown out here a little bit right now, but he's been walking the course. You know, a lot of the guys aren't used to walking 18 holes. They're at their home clubs, and they get in their carts and they play golf. Walking is a different story.
Oh, beauty. Beauty, Waller.
Walter Payton off the tee at 17. They like it. A little too much club. He's about 25 feet above the pin, and he'll have a birdie try. Eddie and Walter Payton having some fun in this first round of the LCI Twin Cities Open.
Hi, I'm Chris Novak from Novak GM Center, your headquarters for Buick Value Days.
Hi, I'm Wade Zwick. Right now, our Buick Skylark Custom Sedan is value priced at just $13,995. Or, our beautiful LeSabre Custom Sedan is value priced at just $19,995.
And these are just two examples of the fantastic savings you'll find at Buick's biggest sale of the year.
Buick and Novak's, now more than ever, a great combination for value and service.
Novak GM Center, Forest Lake.
Home for one of the largest selections of oak and leather office furniture at very affordable prices. Get your choice of these two office systems complete from just $359. Oak computer desks from $149. See one of the area's largest selections of roll-top styles. And save on oak file cabinets, bookcases, and on a wide selection of office chairs. For the best in office furniture, there's just no place like home in Bloomington, Roseville, and Crystal.
Back at the Rolling Green Country Club, a birdie trying out for the leaders. This time the birdie putt for Will Duvall. He's got it now. Duvall and John Brodie, his partner, with a two-shot advantage. Unfortunately, we have run out of our allotted time on our first round coverage of the LCI Twin Cities Open. An eventful beginning, to say the least. A lot of fun for all the participants. John Brodie and Will Duvall with a two-shot advantage over Dean Evason and Doug Wilson. The hockey players doing really well, as you can see. Ron Wilson and Peter Mahovolich only 2 shots off the pace. 3 groups, only 2 back. Make it 4 groups, only 2 back. And still a wide open race, despite the fact Duvall picks up that birdie at 17 with his partner John Brodie. Well, don't forget to join us tomorrow for our second and our final round coverage of the Pro Athletes Golf League Twin Cities Open. It'll all begin at 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on ESPN. For Bob Chandler and Bill Raftery, I'm Joel Meyers. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to getting together once again tomorrow for our final round of the Pro Athletes Golf League inaugural event of the 1994 Tour season. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody. In the American League, George Brett was without equal as a hitter. In a new league, he's the commissioner. Fred Lynn brings style and grace to whatever game he plays. Grant Fuhr can stop shots on the ice and on the greens as well. Jim Brown is power personified. John Brodie was the thinking man's quarterback. Now he makes his living on the PGA Senior Tour. For his talents and his character, Walter Payton won the name Sweetness. As a kicker and quarterback, George Blanda worked last-second miracles. Rod Langway was hockey's defensive stalwart. The good doctor, Julius Erving, carried the upstart ABA on his gifted shoulders. Today, these legends of sport compete once again in the Players' Own League, the Professional Athletes Golf League, presented by Pepsi. Metrodome, the home of the Twins and Vikings, with a magnificent skyline in the background, as today it's final round coverage of the LCI Twin Cities Open, the first of 4 stops on the PAGL Tour. We welcome you once again to the upper Midwest, and what a spectacular setting. We're in Hamel, Minnesota at the Rolling Green Country Club, and the conditions ideal, similar to what we saw yesterday. 85 degrees, almost no humidity whatsoever, and a wisp of a wind between 5 and 8 miles an hour out of the north. Forecast for much of the same. Now, when we left you yesterday, John Brodie and his partner Will Duvall had a 2-shot lead over Dean Evason and Doug Wilson, with 4 other groups only 3 shots off the pace. Let's pick a play now from earlier today. The leaders, Duvall and Brodie, had a birdie try on the par 5 fifth hole for John Brodie. And that sent that team to 8 under par. So an early birdie for the leaders. Now Mickey Volkan playing with Grant Fuhr. Volkan with a par putt. And he's ready to escape with that par on the par 3 13th. And just moments ago, Jamie Easterly with an opportunity to go to a tie for the lead with his partner Gorman Thomas. The birdie try. So the former Major League pitcher Jamie Easterly moving into a tie along with Gorman Thomas, tied now with John Brodie and Will Duvall. 2 shots up now on Kurt Mavakwa and Al Wood. Hi everybody, Joel Meyers along with Bob Chandler, and welcome once again to the Rolling Greens Country Club just outside of Minneapolis. Today it's second and final round coverage of the inaugural event of the Pro Athletes Golf League. And for our viewers that weren't with us yesterday, Bob, let's remind them of the concept, the format, especially team ball.
Joel, the format is better ball of partners with the requirement that the combined handicaps have to equal at least 8. Now the handicaps can be more than 8, but they have to be at least 8. And the reason for that is that they hope it evens out the field and every team will have a chance.
Now, when we left you yesterday, John Brodie and his partner Will Duvall had the lead, but surprisingly, it was the high handicapper who really came through in a big way for that team.
Well, Joel, John Brodie is a scratch golfer. He's won on the senior tour. He's going to go out and he's going to get 3 or 4 birdies when he plays. Now, he'll have some bogeys. At that time, he needs his partner to step forward and hold par. Well, Will Duvall not only did that yesterday, he made 5 birdies on his own. John Brodie said it was a lifetime competitive round for Will Duvall, so we'll see how he holds up today.
Now, Bob has played this golf course over the last couple of days with the regular members of the Pro Athletes Golf League. Tell us, what did you find to be the most difficult aspect of this golf course?
Well, no question, it's the greens. They're large greens, but they're very undulating. Rolling Green Country Club. That's where they got the name. And every one of these greens, the pin placement, there are no straight putts. The fairways are lush. You get good lies. The course tells you exactly where to hit the ball. It's the greens that are very difficult.
Also with us on our coverage today, and he'll be with the final group of the day, that of Brodie and Duvall, Bill Raftery. Let's join him now. Raf?
Thank you very much, Joel. Will Duvall and John Brodie always wanted to hook up on the football field. These 2 NFL greats never got the opportunity. Will Duvall was a Chicago Bear and played in Houston. Of course, John Brodie, the great quarterback for San Francisco. But the last couple of days, they got the opportunity on the golf course. John Brodie set up the offense the first day, and Will Duvall did the scoring. Today, it's the other way around. John Brodie avoiding tacklers and then blocking by Will Duvall has helped them out, as he is now doing the scoring with many birdie opportunities. As they turn toward the house, they're going to be awfully tough to catch. Back to you, Joel.
Thanks, Bill. Let's take a look now at the Rolling Green Country Club, a course that measures over 6,700 yards. It opened back in 1968, designed by Charles Maddox. And the tees, the fairways, and the greens, all a combination of bent and poana. It really tightens up over the finishing 4 holes, and we'll start by looking at 15, a par 4 of 356 yards, a drive down the left side of the fairway, the ultimate. Bob, you've got to worry because at 225 we can see that little slope.
And Joel, unlike yesterday, the players are going downwind today, so they even have to be more careful because you don't want to be hitting your approach shot on that slope.
The 16th, a par 4 of 375 yards, and this is the tightest driving hole on the course.
Well, you want to try and keep your ball right here. It kind of opens up the green. It's the best angle in, but the problem is that area around the flag, as you see there, is very hard. Every putt is slick.
The 17th, a par 3 of 163 yards. Today, as the wind has turned around, you are hitting into the wind.
And you can't miss it right, or there's no way to keep that ball above the flag.
This is also a hole-in-one hole, the 17th, with an ace, that new Nissan Maxima. And just after we left you, about 15 minutes after we were off air yesterday, that's exactly what happened. For former NBAer Charles Johnson, CJ, with those keys to the Nissan Maxima. And the 18th finishing hole, a par 4 of 415 yards downwind today. It does work well for a fade.
And with the wind at your back, the players really have to try and fade the ball. It's a dog leg right. If you hit it left, you're blocked out with the trees.
We pick up play now with the co-leaders on the tee at 13, a par 3 of 175 yards. John Brodie hitting into the wind, into a very large green.
Probably hitting a 6-iron. Trying to keep it left to the pin. Anything right is a tough putt. And he left it a little bit short.
That wind came up, we were short. I was a club short.
And just a moment ago, John Brodie's partner, Will Duvall.
As we mentioned, Joel, the players are coming up, as you can see, a little short now because the wind has changed directions. It's very different from the last 2 days that they got a chance to play the course. So they're coming up, as John Brodie said himself, a club short on 13.
So when we come back, we'll see those putts coming up for the leaders on 13. Right now, Easterly and Thomas in a tie for the lead with John Brodie and Will Duvall.
Hello, I'm Brian Thompson, the chairman of LCI International. I'd like to welcome you today to the first LCI International Twin Cities Open. The Professional Athletes Golf League has decided on a new, exciting form of competition, pitting athletes successful in other sports here on the golf course, just as we in LCI International are bringing you a new form of exciting competition in the long-distance business. We think you're going to enjoy today's events, and we look forward to sharing it with you.
Most things in this world aren't big enough to handle 7 feet 2 inches, 310 pounds.
And I ordered the big breakfast.
How does that feel?
Oh, watch your head, Mr. O'Neill.
There is one notable exception. The Big Slam from Pepsi. One ice-cold liter of Pepsi big enough to handle the biggest thirst.
Ain't life grand?
AT&T, MCI, and Sprint are creating confusion in the minds of the public. The customer doesn't know what plan is the right plan. LCI is a very different long-distance phone company. We offer you a very simple, fair, and inexpensive service with technology that's second to none across the state, across the nation, or around the world. We're growing faster than any other company in the business, and they must be coming to us because they believe in us.
Hey, you want to improve your game? You don't even have to change your swing. Just change your ball. If you're not playing a MaxFly HT, you should be. The MaxFly HT gives you distance, control, and accuracy. And maybe a better score. So you can beat your buddies. There are about 50 guys on tour already playing the MaxFly HT. Now you can.
The MaxFly HT series. Now you can play with the best in the world.
You want a better game? Play a better ball.
You could be this comfortable with all your decisions. Acura. Some things are worth the price.
LCI Twin Cities Open is presented by Pepsi, who reminds you to be young, have fun, drink Pepsi. And in part by LCI International, a very different long-distance phone company. And by MaxFly and the MaxFly HT series. Now you can play with the best of them. Welcome back once again to our final round coverage on ESPN of the LCI Twin Cities Open. Co-leader John Brodie with a long birdie try on the par 3 13. Still left himself just about 3 feet for par. And as we saw, his partner Will Duvall very short off the tee.
All right.
Let's move ahead now to 14. And Mickey Vulcan. One of the real pleasant developments in this tournament, Bob, chipping for eagle. Par 5 of 526 yards.
And that's 2 big shots, although they have a little bit of wind there. As you can see, that ball just rolls right away from you. It's up on a ridge.
Now the birdie attempt of Will Duvall, just off the putting surface.
Tough putt, pretty much uphill the whole way.
Yeah, I need to get it over the hump.
And that's the biggest challenge, is getting it to the flagstick.
There's a ridge that runs right down the middle of that green, and he couldn't get it up and over.
Right down the middle, and you know, these greens are so quick. Everybody has to start getting a little gun shy, and you have a tendency on your uphill putts not to give them the kind of stroke that an uphill putt needs, and we saw both Brodie and Duvall come up short there.
Jamie Easterly and Gorman Thomas coming on now on the backside. They have tied John Brodie and Will Duvall. Kurt Bavacqua and Al Wood starting to make up some ground as well. Now the second shot coming up for the pair of Gorman Thomas and Jamie Easterly.
I'll tell you, nobody works harder at their game than Gorman Thomas. He finished second in the St. Louis event about a year ago and really has worked and trained for this event. He brought in an old playing partner, and they seem to be a great complement for each other. Their games seem very compatible, and they've done real well up to this point.
First to hit, though, is going to be George Culver, who is teamed with Wayne Granger, currently at 1 under par. Outstanding shot.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Had an opportunity to talk to George on the first tee, and he's really proud of a young lady on the LPGA Tour right now, Lisa Kiggins from his area. Saw Lisa grow up, and Lisa, former All-American at UCLA, who's done a great job now on the LPGA Tour. A solid contender for Rookie of the Year on that tour.
I could have used her as my partner out here in this tournament. Take a look at Gorman Thomas.
Looks left. Not bad, though.
No, not a bad putt at all. Not a bad shot at all.
Now a big 3-footer for John Brodie, so we move back to 13.
None of these are gimmies. These cups are all cut on ridges. Even these 2- and 3-footers become very difficult. Good putt by John Brodie.
Very delicate one.
Well, he's got that long putter, and, you know, he said that just changed his game completely.
Now Wayne Granger.
Turn over. Kick left when you hit.
Second shot at the green at 15.
Hold ball. Hold ball.
You need to talk to it when it gets to these greens. They are slick and quick. We'll continue with our final round coverage of the LCI Twin Cities Open when we return.
Don't get left out. Get a triple on F-Series pickups at Art Goebel Ford. Reach first with 2.9% financing on 6-cylinder manual transmission regular cab F-Series pickups. Or touch second. Walk to the bank with a $750 rebate. Take third. $1,000 cash back on a 2-year red carpet lease. More than 125 F-Series trucks in stock, regular and super cabs, 2- and 4-wheel drives. A 3-bagger of value. This offer ends August 2nd. Be early or be disappointed. From your Northland Ford headquarters, Art Goebel Ford, for 40 years, simply the best.
Looking for a new home in the metro area? Now is the time to purchase your quality affordable home from Kenco. Here's what satisfied customers are saying.
We think the quality of our Kenco home is just great. We've had a lot of favorable comments on all aspects of the home. For example, the woodworking.
Lot selection was very important to us, and Kenco gave us a lot of good choices.
Hi, my name is Kent Racer, president of Kenco. I invite you to visit one of our model homes. With homes from $79.9, Kenco is the affordable single-family home builder. Give us a call today.
Top Rank Boxing on ESPN.
We bring you back to the green at 15 as we continue with the final round of the LCI Twin Cities Open, the Pro Athletes Golf League. The first of 4 stops on the tour this year. Joel Meyers along with Bob Chandler and Bill Raftery. Wayne Granger. A long birdie attempt. Get there. Playing along with his partner out of Bakersfield, California, George Culver.
And you know, that voice you hear in the background is Gorman Thomas cheering on Easterly and his opponents actually also. And that's one of the great things about this tour. The guys get out and they root for each other. And you may not see that on the PGA Tour. You know, in every once in a while, some good friends will be pulling for each other. But out here, the guys really root for each other. Gorman Thomas is real good at that.
Now, Jamie Easterly is going to go ahead with his 4- to 5-footer for par here because his partner, Gorman Thomas, and they are the co-leaders right now, has a long birdie attempt coming up. Very important for Easterly. If he can sink it, then it's a different mindset, as we talked about yesterday, for Gorman Thomas.
And this pin placement on 15 is up on a ridge. Really no straight putt at it. Everything falls off once it passes the hole really from any direction. So Gorman does not have an easy birdie putt after Easterly putts out here for par.
Just pulled it. I got a kick out up on the first tee. They introduced him as James Easterly. I said, James Easterly? He goes, Jamie. That's the way he was as a pitcher in the majors. He is still Jamie to everybody who remembers his good days. A lefty. Going for a couple of different teams. Steve Clark, former National Football League player, playing with Jim Hart. This is his second shot. Into 14. And a beauty at that. Now the long birdie try for the co-leaders. This is coming from Gorman Thomas. Slow down.
Gorman working up a little sweat there on this beautiful day in Minneapolis. When the wind dies down, which it sometimes does in the afternoon, it really, you start feeling the heat a little bit more. And some of these guys might be a bit fatigued because the one thing they've done all week is they've gone out to the practice range and they've hit hundreds of balls.
Make it thousands of balls. And you bring up a good point, because normally a lot of these players don't practice quite that much. And all of a sudden, the final 4 holes, they are really exhausted. Kurt Bavacqua playing with Al Wood. Great combination. And they are only 2 shots off the lead as they get up on the tee at 17. Don't forget a hole-in-one, just like Charles Johnson came up with yesterday. New Nissan Maxima sitting behind the tee box.
And the only place you don't want to be here is really on the right side of the flag as the golfer looks at the hole. The middle of the green is the ideal spot.
What the hell am I doing?
Well, we got a pretty good idea of how he felt about that shot.
He shanked that. I mean, that's the old word we hate to hear on a golf course, is shank.
Kurt Bavacqua, his best year, the one that he'll think about with his fondest memories, 1984, playing out of La Costa Country Club, still living in Southern California, had 7 superior years with the San Diego Padres. 84, though, a big reason. They went all the way to the World Series in their matchup with the Detroit Tigers. Great swing now from Al Wood. I saw him with a 1-iron on one of the front 9. And did he ever drive it? This one, a little bit too much left. He had the right stick, though, just about pin high.
And actually not a bad spot. He's got a long uphill putt, but it's probably the straightest angle on that green.
Couple you know quite well, Freddie Lynn and Jim Rice paired today.
Fred Lynn, former Trojan. Jim Rice, I played with him in the St. Louis event. Good guy, great players. You know, I'm actually responsible for Fred Lynn going in, having that great Major League Baseball career he had, because what happened was he was at USC, came out on a joint baseball football scholarship, came out on the football field as a defensive back. He tried to cover me a few times. I almost broke his ankle. He decided to stick with baseball full time.
Well, I wish I could say I was responsible for him being my partner on ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball, but I just feel fortunate to have him as a partner. Now, Jim Rice. And has he put on a show in the driving range this week?
Oh, he can hit it. He takes a full swing at everything, but his tempo is so good. You'll watch him here. Now, he'll take that club all the way to parallel, but he keeps a real nice tempo. Smack that one. Now, that was a little quick.
Sit down.
A little quick, and consequently, he hit it long, and he pulled it left.
We have just found out that Gorman Thomas did sink the par putt to stay 8 under par and stay as co-leaders along with Will Duvall and John Brodie. Well, just a little bit earlier today, Bill Raftery had an opportunity to talk to the pair that we just saw off the tee, Freddie Lynn and Jim Rice.
Freddie was giving you a little bit of the business about hitting it hard as a baseball player and now instructing these kids in the finer techniques.
Not on this golf course you can. You may be talking about hitting, but on this golf course you can't hit it hard. You got to find that baby. And yesterday on 18, I found that out. I hit every tree over there, but we made par. Baseball and golf have a lot in common, but here you got to play all your foul balls. You have to play a lot of your foul balls from the first tee, and so you're hitting 3.
He said he was really concerned when you were taking lessons just prior to going out.
Well, sometimes lesson helps and sometimes it hurts. I've been having a lot of trouble with my driver. And, of course, on the backside, you don't have to hit driver that much. And in order to score, have an opportunity to make birdie, you got to hit driver. And so that's what I was doing. I was taking lessons over there from one of the pros here, and I was mainly working with my driver.
You said you're the steadiest player he's ever played with. Fred?
Well, I don't know how many players you have played with, but I shot 37-30 in my own ball yesterday, and I missed a couple of eagles and missed a couple of birdies, but we had a good time. And that's the whole thing about this. When one of your partners are out of play, you just got to go ahead and be conservative and make the par.
Now, this looks like the team. He's been on his back the whole week, right? I hope so.
This is where he's been. He's a big horse. I'm riding him.
Free ride.
One guarantee, you're paired with those two, you're going to stay loose throughout the round. We'll be right back to continue our final round coverage of the LCI Twin Cities Open.
This is a tailor-made mid-size metalwood. That's mid-size, not standard size, not ginormous. You get a 10% larger sweet spot than Big Bertha in a club that's easy to swing. That's smart. That's tailor-made mid-size. Professional golfers hit longer and more accurate shots. Professional hog ranchers hit longer, more accurate shots. You'll hit longer, more accurate shots with TaylorMade's mid-size metalwoods. Because bigger isn't better, better is better. To improve your game, call 1-800-WELL-HIT.
So you really want to break par? Get off the tee. Avoid the water. And go for the green. O'Doul's, the official non-alcohol brew of the PGA Tour. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
Do you have a problem with food sticking to your barbecue? Just spray all-natural PAM on a cold grill, and your problem will go away. PAM makes barbecuing less sticky.
About an 80-yard sand wedge shot by John. Checked up well. He'll have a little downhill left to right putt, but it's a good shot. Nothing new for John Brodie. And his wife is caddy.
We move ahead now to 15 and a birdie opportunity for Grant Fuhr. Something we saw a lot of yesterday for Grant Fuhr and his partner, Mickey Volkin.
Well, this was my team. This was my pick to win this thing. They're going to have to start dropping some putts.
Currently 3 off the lead at 5 under. Fred Lynn, as we get there, taps in for his bogey. Remember, they're playing with Kurt Bavacqua and Al Wood.
This is where Jim Rice came out of the bunker and ended up on this side of the green. Now, this is as slick as can be coming down this hill. You watch him. If he's using it, yeah, he's going to try and chip it. Now, he just has to get the ball on the green, over that 2-foot of fringe and on the green, and it'll roll down to the hole. May not stop rolling. That's as slick as it gets on the course right there.
Well, he doesn't even have to putt because all he's putting for is a bogey, and his partner's already got that. But he tried to blade it a little bit there, and it just got away. Now, Doug Wilson at 14.
For his what appears to be his 4th shot.
They're currently 5 off the lead with a combination of Doug Wilson and Dean Evason. Kurt Bavacqua now. He taps in for his bogey. And now can his partner, Al Wood. Or first we'll see Jim Rice, who is going to take the putt now, despite the fact that his partner already has a bogey.
Well, he wants to keep the putting stroke going. They've got 1 hole left to play, and rather than pick up, see, he goes into 18 now with a little confidence on his putting stroke.
Nice soft touch for the big guy.
And they've got nowhere to go, so he'll putt out. Oh, Jim Rice has a great short game. Big man, takes a big swing at it. As you mentioned earlier, he was impressive in the long drive contest. Hits it a long ways, but he's got a great short game. This is one of the easiest putts on this 17th green. Al Wood's going uphill. We saw Jim Rice's ball roll down toward Al Wood. He got a chance to see Jim Rice's putt, and so he knows the line.
Very important par putt to stay within 2 of the lead.
Hit it, hit it.
didn't have the speed to hold the line. Forward to 16. And the second shot for Gorman Thomas at the par 4 of 375 yards.
Watch that smooth swing.
Hold on. It looked like it was headed left. Way left.
Yeah.
George Culver getting ready for his second shot on the same hole.
Pin's over in the left-hand side. You really want to get it down to the pin because anything from the middle and the right-hand side of the green, you've got that lightning fast downhill putt. Now that's a little short. He's going to have to come up over a ridge. Tough birdie putt.
George currently the pitching coach in the Philadelphia Phillies organization, moving around and helping their Major League pitching coach Johnny Padres. Well, now after what developed with Gorman Thomas, the second shot coming up for Jamie Easterly, a difficult one and a very important one. He has found the lumber, unfortunately.
Deep, deep in the woods.
Sit down. It's going to be a tough up and down for both Gorman Thomas and Jamie Easterly to save par.
Somewhere in here, that's okay.
Now Dean Evason. That was his birdie try on the par 5. 14th hole. Now John Brodie on the same hole for birdie.
Oh, man.
And Bill Raftery is down with that group. How's it going down there, Bill? They struggling a little bit?
Will is struggling a little bit, as Bob mentioned. Had a little difficulty chunking that approach shot and then almost holed out the chip off the edge of the green. Ended up with 6, so John needs this for the half. Bob mentioned he's been putting very well. Will told me the story on his football career was he was deceptively slow. Bob, can you relate to that?
No, Bill, I can't. Thank you. I had a bad rap. That lack of speed reputation was a bad rap.
So John Brodie with the par, along with his partner Will Duvall, in a tie for the lead at 8 under. Now Dean Evason for par, paired with Doug Wilson on the par 5, 14th. Nice stroke. So Dean Evason with the par, but still they are 5 off the lead. Co-leaders, as we'll come right back to the Twin Cities.
Glaxo, where the search for answers never stops. Where the hopes of the millions waiting for a cure live in each of us.
Blue represents electropositive. It's not going to be a straightforward solution.
And sometimes the search can't wait till tomorrow. Glaxo, on the brink of discovery.
I didn't know you could hit the ball like that. Mike, that must be one of those new high-tech titanium Techno 278B over and under drivers, eh?
No, John, it's the shirt.
Yeah, right.
It's the new Montecito sportswear line. It looks good, makes me look good, and has definitely improved my game. Here, try one.
It is the shirt.
Montecito Sportswear, available at your local golf pro shop.
Do these guys make underwear?
Former NFL place kicker Efren Herrera for birdie on the finishing hole. He didn't like it off the blade of his putter. And obviously, he's been watching a lot of Jesper Parnevik over at the British Open with that hat.
Send him a hat. Send him a hat with the logo on the underside of the bill.
Jamie Easterly, just off the green. Line 2, along with his partner, who's also off the green, Gorman Thomas. One of the two needs to get up and down to stay at 8 under. They are on 16, the par 4 of 375 yards. As we saw their second shots, problems started for Jamie Easterly off the tee, though. He was in the woods. We remind you these greens are a 10 on the stimp meter. Unbelievably quick, as you can see. That chip from Jamie Easterly. Needs that 6 to 8 footer for his par. Gorman Thomas was way left with his second shot. How far left, we'll find out.
What Gorman's going to have to try and do is use a little flop shot. His probably carries a 60-degree wedge. Pop it up in the air and just try and hit the fringe and let the ball feed down to the cup.
What an exceptional player for the American League pennant champion Milwaukee Brewers back in 1982.
Gorman's a pretty good chipper. He keeps a nice smooth rhythm on these shots. I expect him to be able to get it pretty close. So he hits it 25 feet by.
Remind me not to go to Vegas with you. Comes out hot.
Well, you know, exactly what he was trying to do was pop it up in the air, and he hit it a little thin.
Let's move back to the other leaders, Will Duvall and John Brodie on the tee at 15, par 4 of 356 yards. That was on tape. You could hear that sound we all hate to hear. 4. John Brodie to the live action.
Well, it's nice to have a partner like Brodie backing you up, you know, because at these final holes, the pressure gets real tight. Will Duvall hasn't probably played much competitive golf. Starting to falter a little bit. Brodie's relied on him pretty heavily for these 2 days of play, and now Brodie has to step up to the table.
And another thing to take into consideration as we move up to the second shot of Jim Rice at 18. A difficult shot, but let's not forget, a lot of these players haven't walked all these holes on consecutive days.
6 iron, too much club.
Too much, Jim.
It's over on the putting green.
So all of a sudden the exhaustion sets in on the backside of this final round.
And it gets harder and harder to pull the club back. You know, despite what these guys have accomplished in their respective sports, they're playing for a lot of money on this PAGL tour, and the pressure in golf is different, as we mentioned. It's very different from the pressure in their sport.
Al Wood playing with Kurt Bavacqua, coming off a bogey at 17. And a good-looking approach shot.
Good shot.
Now, Gorman Thomas and Jamie Easterly back at 16. Their difficulties. Tough to make long putts. And that's for everybody on this golf course.
They really are. I mean, we haven't seen too many long putts made because so many of these putts outside 20 feet have a double break in them. And it's very difficult to really zero in on exactly where the ball is going.
Get there.
Good putt by Gorman.
Get out of gas.
So now it's going to be up to his partner, Jamie Easterly. Jamie, it appeared, had a little less than half the distance of Gorman's putt. We'll come back to that, but here's the second shot for Kurt Bavacqua on 18.
Get up.
Nice
Good
recovery.
Good shot.
Outstanding recovery. Let's join Bill Raftery.
All right, Joel, thank you. Doing a lot of coaching out here, taking care of Will a little bit.
Well, I don't know if I'm doing so much coaching. I know it's nice to have 2 guys in play. And Willard's a birdie bogey guy, and he's done his share. And he hadn't been here before. And it's exciting. So I just want him to hit what he's comfortable doing. And he's doing it.
And you keep hitting those 3-woods down the middle on these tight holes.
Well, I think we need somebody who can hit it toward the green. I don't know if we can get on it, but we can hit it toward it.
You've been there a little bit before. It should help you.
Oh, I don't know. Those guys are playing awfully good. We knew they would. There's about 6-7 groups that are all capable of shooting 64-5, and they haven't done it this week.
Well, keep going.
We're not sure we were anyway.
All right, Joel.
All right,
Pretty
Bill.
confident.
I think the real key there to that conversation with John Brodie is George Culver. Sits over his par putt. I think the key was, he said, Will has never been there before.
Right.
That's what you were talking about for a lot of the players, that
No.
they've never been in this kind of pressure.
It makes a big difference, and I don't think there's any question that the reason Will has performed so well over these 2 days is because he's been playing with John, and there's been a lot of pressure off of him because John is so good.
Freddie Lynn into the green at 18. Nice shot. So we will come right back after that fine approach by my Wednesday night partner, Fred Lynn. Co-leaders, our final round continues.
AT&T, MCI, and Sprint are creating confusion in the minds of the public. The customer doesn't know what plan is the right plan. LCI is a very different long-distance phone company. We offer you a very simple, fair, and inexpensive service with technology that's second to none across the state, across the nation, or around the world. We're growing faster than any other company in the business, and they must be coming to us because they believe in us.
Hey, you want to improve your game? You don't even have to change your swing. Just change your ball. If you're not playing a MaxFly HT, you should be. MaxFly HT gives you distance, control, and accuracy. And maybe a better score, so you can beat your buddies. There are about 50 guys on tour already playing the MaxFly HT. Now you can.
The MaxFly HT series. Now you can play with the best in the world.
You want a better game? Play a better ball. There's only one golf magazine. Only one golf magazine gives each golfer private lessons every month. Only one golf magazine features the golf course. 18 fast-paced articles on 18 different subjects. And there's only one golf magazine with a monthly article by a guy named Jack. There are other magazines about golf, but there's only one golf magazine. Pick up a copy.
The Rangers face the Indians and the Yankees meet the Athletics tomorrow on ESPN.
We're looking at Al Wood on the green at 18 with a par putt. Paired with Kurt Bavacqua, finishing up nicely. 17 caught them as well. They were only 2 off the lead when they got to 17. Dropped a shot there. Had problems.
Still
on
a very
16 and 17 actually.
And you know, Joel, still a very respectable score. These this leaderboard here, they've played some golf during this 2 days. Very tough golf course, very difficult greens. Except for John Brodie.
John Brodie with a birdie try coming up now on the par 4 15th. He has been putting exceptionally well with the long putter, that pendulum stroke. After this tournament, safe to say that putter will be outlawed on the PAGL Tour. Bill Raftery, green side. What does it look like, Bill?
Little right corner. He's hitting the ball very well. He 115 in on that approach shot and stroking it great. He read it the way I did.
Didn't move.
Just slid a little. I think, Bob, they lose some speed and the greens take over, don't they?
Oh, as soon as you get on the downside of the break, the low side of the hole, and the ball starts to die, they come offline another foot. It's amazing. None of these pin placements, none of these holes are on level ground. That's why you see so many spin outs when they hit the edge of the cup. The ball will spin out because they're all slanted. All the cups are slanted.
Jamie Easterly and Gorman Thomas only a shot back, but they've got their problems. As you can see at 17, and Jamie Easterly with this shot with very little green to work with.
This is an impossible shot. You just got to hit it and hope you get lucky. So, you know,
hope you hit the pin.
Not a bad shot, but there was just no chance at all. He would have had to drop it in the rough and let it trickle off onto the green.
Back to 16, Mickey Vulcan playing with Grant Fuhr, a couple of outstanding golfers from the National Hockey League. And a birdie try.
Oh, my goodness. Is that a clutch putt? Here comes my team. Here they come. 6 under now.
They're currently only 2 shots off the lead. Look out for that combo of Fuhr and Vulcan. Grant Fuhr winning the event last year in St. Louis. Now, big bunker play here for Gorman Thomas.
It's a tough one. Now, Gorman is probably happier coming out of the bunker here than he would be if he was in the rough. With the rough, he'd probably have very little chance to stop the ball on the green. Coming out of the bunker, he may be able to get just enough bite on the ball to be able to give himself a chance at a par putt. Going to open up that blade as wide as possible. You can see it almost laying flat there in the sand. Try and pop it straight up in the air. That's just too strong. But, you know, it's grabbing there, and we saw as Jim Rice tried that shot earlier, that's about the same place he ended up.
Good.
Gorman finished second at the opening event last year in St. Louis.
Well, he's not. You can see his face there. He's not happy with himself, and it goes back to the tee shot. It's not the sand shot. It was a very difficult sand shot, but the tee shot for Gorman, he figures he should have been able to put the ball in the middle of the green.
We'll come right back and pick up on the long putts of Thomas and Easterly when we return.
People don't realize that in the residential service that all of the other large carriers, AT&T and MCI and Sprint, round up to the next minute. LCI is a very different long-distance phone company. If you call 1 minute and 6 seconds, we charge you for 1 minute and 6 seconds. They'll charge you for 2 minutes of service.
With LCI, you'll save on long distance and your satisfaction's guaranteed.
We offer you a very simple, fair, and inexpensive service with no monthly minimums, no monthly fees, and a flat rate nationwide, unlike anybody else.
Call LCI International now for your own no-fee home 800 number. Plus 500 minutes of long distance for just a penny a minute with your LCI calling card. Call now, 1-800-LCI-INTL.
If you come to LCI and you try us, you'll stay with us.
Unfortunately for Gorman Thomas and Jamie Easterly, Jamie Easterly had a long putt for par. He could not sink that, so now it's up to Gorman Thomas. Can he get up and down? We saw his play out of the bunker. This putt coming up to stay within 1 shot of the leaders, Will Duvall and John Brodie. And don't forget about the tandem we've already seen, Grant Fuhr and Mickey Vulcan making some noise. They are only 2 shots off the lead at 6 under par through 16.
Gorman's taking a good look at this one. He's looked at it from all angles. It's uphill, breaking left to right as Gorman looks at it. And the thing here is he's got to keep his, he's got to keep his speed up. He's got to try and putt the ball at least a foot or 2 past the hole. That way it'll hold its line. Loses its speed and it falls right. That's exactly what happened there.
Now, the last thing you want to do when you're obviously going for a long par putt, your partner's already bogeyed, is leave it short.
Yeah, because you know what they said. Who said it? I don't know who said it, but it was 99.8, I guess, % of all short putts don't go in.
I think that's what they said. You can tell how he feels. Back-to-back bogeys.
Oh, no, he's upset.
For Thomas and Easterly. And now some breathing room for John Brodie and Will Duvall. A 2-shot advantage over Fuhr, Vulcan, Easterly, and Thomas. And one of my former favorites in the NFL, former St. Louis Cardinal quarterback Jim Hart, currently the athletic director at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. That was a long birdie try. And he's still got about 3 feet left for par. We have seen some great former players for the National Football League. Another former quarterback for the Cardinals, Charlie Johnson. And I don't know if there's been a funnier pair or a group that has kept everybody loose like Charlie Johnson and Billy Kilmer this week.
Oh, no, that's what's great about those guys. And that's why, you know, when the guys go home, the memories they take with them are because of those kind of guys. It becomes a fun event.
Grant Fuhr on the tee at 17.
Oh, hold it. Right there. Hold. Hold.
He likes the line there.
Oh.
Not too shabby.
Noise up there.
Just on the fringe. As we go back to the tee at 16. A little bit of a backup on 16, but John Brodie, co-leader, ready to go. Sweet swing.
Straight. Yes. Hang on, baby.
Tightest driving hole on the golf course.
Look where he puts it, right on the right-hand side of the fairway with the best angle into the pin. And you know where we just saw Grant Fuhr hit on 17, which we're going back to now for Mickey Volken. He left it on the right-hand side, and I think we heard Grant kind of whisper to himself as he went away. Straight downhill from there.
Not many players, it's safe to say, have been right at the pin today on 17. His partner in the same direction, but too long. And problems for Mickey Volken. Fortunately for Volken, though, Fuhr in great shape. Currently Brodie and Duvall with a 2-shot advantage.
Do you have a problem with food sticking to your barbecue? Just spray all-natural PAM on a cold grill, and your problem will go away. PAM makes barbecuing less sticky.
This is the Callaway Big Bertha Divine 9 wood with the same Warbird sole plate as the Callaway 7 wood. And you know how great that club is. Try it. You'll love it.
Big Bertha Divine 9 at fine golf shops.
Paying for quality can be a difficult decision at first. But over time, it gets a lot easier to live with. Acura. Some things are worth the price.
Will Duvall now getting ready for his second shot at 16. We already saw his partner John Brodie in great shape. Takes a lot of pressure off Will Duvall.
Yeah, it does, and we can see Will struggling a little bit. And what happens here in these, when it comes to crunch time, these last few holes, if you start hitting a few bad shots, you start experimenting with a few things, changing the grip a little bit, changing the swing a little bit, trying to find the key. You lose it so easily out on the golf course, and the great players have an ability to adjust and find the key.
Now Jamie Easterly on the tee at 18. And a big hole for Thomas and Easterly. Pick up a birdie here, and who knows what happens to Brodie and Duvall over the last couple.
That's a money swing right there. They know they have to birdie this hole to have a chance. Now, you know, they're really going for that second place money, thinking that Brodie and Duvall won't falter as we look at the leaderboard here. And you think that with Brodie and coming down that final stretch, he's going to be pretty tough.
We saw the tee shot of Mickey Volken.
He just threw his ball into the woods. Now that was a pine cone.
His second shot at 17.
And we've seen this. Now we've seen this shot, and it's really impossible. What he's going to have to try and do is going to go up and take another look at it here, because he thinks it's impossible.
Impossible to flop it if you have a fluffy enough lie?
Well, if the ball is sitting up, all he can hope to do is really just get it on the other side of the bunker, try and take that first bounce in the rough, and then trickle down onto the green. Anything that lands on the green on the fly is going to be too long. Now see, that is a great shot.
Look at this.
But you know, even then, the ball just won't stop. But that's as good as you can do from that spot. Woo!
We have seen some brilliant plays out of Mickey Volken, Grant Fuhr's partner, over the last 5-6 holes. Birdie putt, also a big par-saving putt.
Well, that's a pro shot right there. You know, you can go out on the PGA Tour, drop 25 balls down there, and let your best take a shot at it. They're not going to do much better than that right there.
Good one, Dennis. Oh, nice shot.
Playing along with Peter Mahovolich and Ron Wilson. Good solid bunker play there from Ron Wilson. They were a hot group yesterday in the first round. Now big putt coming up for Grant Fuhr. He's got a birdie try.
And Grant's just going to try and feed this down to the hole. He's going to pick an imaginary spot just on the other side of where the shadow of that flag is. And that's what he's going to be aiming for. And conceptually thinking, this is where I want the ball to die. And this thing is so quick. You putt to that spot and the ball feeds down to the hole.
This is to move within one shot of the leaders, John Brodie and Will Duvall. We reminded you earlier, Grant Fuhr with a different partner, Ricky Sanders, winning the first PAGL event last year in St. Louis.
And because it's so slick, that's why he's probably leaving the flag in.
Come on. Come on.
Stop. Makes a big turn, and then it picks up speed.
That's just gonna shoot.
You know, Grant was thinking that, you know, normally if you're going to make a putter, you think you have a chance, you're going to take the flag out. But he was thinking there that that's so quick that the flag might actually help him if the ball gets anywhere near the hole as it starts to pick up speed.
Let's rejoin Bill Raftery with the leaders.
Joel and Bob, you mentioned how much fun it is. It is getting a little tight out here. Will, I think, wishes he were back at Champions, giving Charlie Johnson to a side. This backside, though, I think I would wear out my 2-iron from those bump and runs out of the woods. And Will struggling off the tee. But now John's got 156 to the pin.
I think we'll see Brodie hit this ball toward the left side of that green, just where the flag is. I know that's where he's aiming.
Get left.
Right side.
See, he said get left. He knows he doesn't want to be up above the hole there. It makes it a very difficult putt.
Now the second shot at 18 for Gorman Thomas.
Got to try and hook that ball around the tree.
Problems at 16 and 17 for the team of Jamie Easterly and Gorman Thomas, but fortunately Jamie Easterly, as we saw, was in great shape off the tee.
Well, he hit a good drive, and you know Gorman was trying to put a little extra into his. He ended up hooking it into the left, and when you go to the left side of that 18th fairway, you get blocked out with the trees. His second shot, he had to try and hook it, and it's tough to hook the ball out of the rough.
First, though, the second shot of Wayne Granger.
Sure.
Outstanding.
Good shot.
Just about 16 to 18 feet for birdie for Granger. Now the approach for Jamie Easterly. And as we mentioned before, still a couple of holes to be played for John Brodie and Will Duvall. If Easterly can get it close, pick up a birdie at 18, they're only one shot back.
Well, about 165 yards from the flagstick.
Throw it over some, will you?
Good shot.
And a long birdie try, pin high. We go back to 17, and now Mickey Volkan and Grant Fuhr, one of the two has to come through. Volkan from about 4 to 5 feet for par.
Well, the one thing he's done down this stretch is putt well. It's a tough putt. Big break on that, about a 6-inch break. But you can see as the ball gets on the low side of the hole, it doesn't stop. It almost starts coming back at you.
Third shot of Will Duvall at 16.
Good shot.
And that's what he's got left for par.
Will's just kind of hanging on, trying to ride Brode to the 18th green. It's a pressure putt here. Big money putt for Grant Fuhr.
Get there. They drop a shot. So now Grant Fuhr and Mickey Volkan falling 3 shots off the pace, being set right now by John Brodie and Will Duvall. We'll continue with our final round coverage of the LCI Twin Cities Open.
Football fans, get ready for Sports Illustrated's exclusive NFL Team Kickoff Kit. Free with your paid subscription to SI. Just tell us your favorite team.
Cowboys! Packers! 49ers, baby.
And we'll give you more than ever before.
This is incredible. I love it.
Your Team Kickoff Kit starts with your official 1994 team video.
A free Cowboys video? Free Browns video?
If I got a free Giants video, I'd be the luckiest man in the world.
Oh, man. Where can I get it?
It's an inside look at your favorite team. Brought to you as only Sports Illustrated can.
It ain't no surprise.
Your Team Kickoff Kit also brings you this authentic NFL team cap free. It's an unbelievable football package that no real fan can be without. Call now. Use your credit card. And you'll get 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. And your incredible Team Kickoff Kit is free. Nobody gets you into football like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Pete is an incredible athlete. He's very slender but very strong. Todd's strength is his size, 6'6". He can serve huge and he can cover the court with his reach.
The Canadian Open starts Monday at 1 on ESPN.
Gorman Thomas, unfortunately, his fourth shot at 18. But fortunately, his partner hitting the green in regulation, and a good birdie try coming up as well for Jamie Easterly. But let's go back to the leaders now at 16. John Brodie with a birdie attempt coming up, trying to move 3 shots up on the rest of the pack.
That's a good putt.
What a good putt.
From where John was, he made that look easy, but that's a real tough putt. Guys have had trouble with it all day. It's a little bit of a ridge there. Ball feeds down to the hole. John had the perfect pace on that ball.
MVP of the National Football League in 1970. One of the great quarterbacks in San Francisco 49er history. And ahead of the tee at 17. Speaking of the NFL, former National Football League player Steve Clark.
Ooh. Like that.
He looked like he pulled it just a little.
Long. Got to be in the sand. Oh, it bounced. You're in between, I think. Oh, it bounced in the sand.
Ahead to 18. And Wayne Granger playing with George Culver. And a birdie try. Nice run at it. Wayne, a former pitcher with the Cardinals, the Reds. Now back to the tee at 18, and Mickey Volkin coming off a bogey at 17 with his partner Grant Fuhr.
Good shot, left side, but still not blocked out by the trees. Anything in the fairway there, you have an opportunity where maybe you have to bend the ball a little bit right to left, but those trees do not present a problem.
Front side of this golf course wide open. As you can see from our shots over the finishing holes, it really gets tight, especially over the final 4 holes. John Brodie, Will Duvall in good shape. Brodie had that tap in at 16 for par with a 2-shot advantage over Jamie Easterly and Gorman Thomas. 4 groups, 3 shots back. And already done. Kurt Bavacqua and Al Wood. Jamie Easterly now with the birdie attempt at 18 to move within 1 shot of the lead.
And he saw Wayne Granger's putt. He looked at it very carefully, so he knows the line. Just a matter of putting the right speed on the ball. It's a good putt.
His partner was Gorman Thomas. And that's the type of sportsmanship we've seen all weekend, as George Culver was the first one over there to slap his hand. Good effort.
Well, you know, that's what's so great about this tour. You know, the players all come here and they're somewhat segmented. They tend to hang with their own. Then after a few days in a practice round and a pro-am, they start getting to know each other. And what you're going to see on this tour in days to come and in tournament events to come is you're going to see a lot of crossover. Hockey players playing with football players and vice versa.
Let's move back to 17 and Bill Raftery. Raf?
Thanks, Joel and Bob. Will, I just want to introduce you to John Brodie. He hasn't seen you in about an hour.
Don't forget me, Pod. I haven't been around for a while.
Stay tuned for the member. You don't start playing, you may not get to the next member guest even.
I'm waiting for emergency holes.
Don't bleed on the way in. There's only 2 to go.
I'm
John,
dying.
this car is going to California, and you may get a nice paycheck, but you may not be able to afford this. Charlie Johnson's got it.
CJ doesn't mind me leaning on it.
Listen, you take this to the tour, you're playing great.
Playing okay, but shoot, I don't have a partner out there. If I had one of those, I'd be okay.
You've been saying the nicest things about it. Does he owe you a few?
He used to say nice things.
Now, I was told by a friend of yours that he ran 2 back, and he's the largest guy to run, 93 and 91 yards for a TD this tight end.
Against us.
Well, you must have been you chasing him, huh? Played a special
I was
team.
watching. Deceptively slow, they said.
I used that line earlier. Will, coming down the street, I know it's a lot of fun. Does it feel a little different than it might on the weekend?
I am choking. I thought I was playing real good,
Let me
and
just
I'm back
loosen this
on my
collar
game.
a little bit.
The course has recognized me.
Well,
I am now 10.
The 2 guys in the booth can relate. Let's go back to them. Bob
I thought
and
I was
Joel.
a 2 for a while. I'm a 10 or a 12.
Join the rest of us.
It's a shame Raf's not having any fun out there. We'll be right back as we continue.
I didn't know you could hit the ball like that. Mike, that must be one of those new high-tech titanium Techno 278B over and under drivers, eh?
No, John, it's the shirt.
Yeah, right.
It's the new Montecito sportswear line. It looks good, makes me look good, and has definitely improved my game. Here, try one.
It is the shirt.
Montecito Sportswear, available at your local golf pro shop.
Do these guys make underwear?
Believe it or not, an improvement in the Big Bertha driver with the Warbird sole plate. You'll probably like it as much as I do.
Big Bertha Warbird at fine golf shops.
Rule 26 of golf says water is a hazard and could cost you a stroke. When playing, may we suggest you avoid drinking it and go for the green. O'Doul's, the official non-alcohol brew of the PGA Tour. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
AT&T, MCI, and Sprint are creating confusion in the minds of the public. The customer doesn't know what plan is the right plan. LCI is a very different long-distance phone company. We offer you a very simple, fair, and inexpensive service with technology that's second to none across the state, across the nation, or around the world. We're growing faster than any other company in the business, and they must be coming to us because they believe in us.
Do you know which types of mutual funds are performing best right now? Get the answers when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Call now and you'll also get a free guide to understanding money and investing. It focuses on the risks and the rewards of investments. Get your guide free when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Get 10 weeks of the journal for just $36 and the guide free with your paid subscription. Call toll-free 800-293-8400. That's 800-293-8400.
The 18th hole, fortunately for the golfers today, is playing downwind. Mickey Volkin along with Grant Fuhr. Coming off a bogey at 17, now 3 shots behind the leaders. This is his second, his approach into 18.
Right at the 150-yard marker. Looks like he hung it out right a little bit. Still a good shot. Good shot. He's on the green. Gives him a birdie chance, and now Grant Fuhr can try and throw something right at the flag.
And what has Mickey Volkin been doing since his playing days with the Whalers and the Calgary Flames? Well, he's the director of youth education, the Valley Youth Organization in Phoenix, and he wrote down, and they asked him what he's been doing since he stopped playing. He says, I love working with kids, and that's what I've been doing ever since. Let's go back to the green at 17. Former Chicago Bear quarterback Bob Avellini. Long try for birdie.
Oh,
he's got it. Now, a drop for Grant Fuhr coming up at 18. And still, let's not forget, and granted, John Brodie has been so consistent on the backside, but still 2 holes to play for the team of Brodie and Duvall. If Grant Fuhr or Mickey Volken can come up with a birdie, they're within 2 once again.
Yeah, and that's really their only chance. If Grant can birdie this hole, it puts a little pressure. Brodie and Duvall will know how they finish. There's enough communication out there, and of course, guys running back and forth. They'll know what they have to do.
So while they continue to talk it over, let's go back to the tee at 17 to Will Duvall.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He's back.
Get all over it.
Oh, that's a great shot.
That's a great shot, Will.
See, now that's the ideal place to be. Below the hole, he's got a putt uphill, little left to right break. You couldn't place the ball any better than that. That's exactly where John Brodie will be shooting for. Actually, he may have a chance now to go a little bit more at the flag. With his partner in great shape.
Get up.
Just cut a little bit, Bob and Joel.
Oh yeah.
Right fringe came in. Both hit 5 irons.
Get it all the way back in there, you know.
And Bob, how about the pin placement on this hole for you guys?
It's as tough as it gets, Bill. Yeah, it's about 170 yards, 5 iron to be the right club, and you can see there Brodie went at the flag with Will Duvall in a great spot. He went right at it.
Now, after finally taking his drop, and when we get back to John Brodie's shot, let's not forget that's exactly what Grant Fuhr had at 17. Now, the second shot into 18 for Fuhr.
Give the old body English on it.
Checks up nicely.
Good shot. It's a good birdie try for Grant Fuhr.
We'll be right back to Hamlin, Minnesota, just about 20 minutes outside of Minneapolis.
I really didn't want my husband to color his gray hair.
But then I discovered this, the hair coloring called Just for Men.
And now he looks better than ever.
Apply Just for Men, and in 5 minutes, rinse. No wonder 8 out of 10 wives prefer the natural Just for Men look to gray hair.
It's like you took off 10 years.
With Just for Men hair color. And now, new Just for Men color gel for the hard-to-color hair of mustaches and beards. Brush in, rinse out, just 5 minutes.
People don't realize that in the residential service, that all of the other large carriers, AT&T and MCI and Sprint, round up to the next minute. LCI is a very different long-distance phone company. If you call 1 minute and 6 seconds, we charge you for 1 minute and 6 seconds. They'll charge you for 2 minutes of service.
With LCI, you'll save on long distance and your satisfaction's guaranteed.
We offer you a very simple, fair, and inexpensive service with no monthly minimums, no monthly fees, and a flat rate nationwide, unlike anybody else.
Call LCI International now for your own no-fee home 800 number. Plus 500 minutes of long distance for just a penny a minute with your LCI calling card. Call now, 1-800-LCI-INTL.
If you come to LCI and you try us, you'll stay with us.
Tuned to a world with its very own wavelength, where life is for the moment and every ride's for real. Hot Summer Nights with El McPherson, Monday at 8:30.
Couple of birdie tries coming up. First, Mickey Volken on the green at 18.
Go in. Go in.
Don't expect many to lip around and go in on this one.
No. These cups, they fit them back at you.
Putting has been a real strength for Mickey Volken over these 2 rounds.
He's had some great putts, but he's almost hurt himself several times after his putts. Just about goes down there.
I got no idea what this is going to do, Park.
He's not in that playing shape anymore. He's got to be careful. Those quick moves, they can take you down.
Peter Mahovolich led on 4 Stanley Cup champions for the Montreal Canadiens.
You know, we were in the grill last night, and it was a great moment. We were looking at hockey championship ring, we had an NBA championship ring, and we had a Super Bowl NFL championship ring, and we were all comparing them, and the hockey players agreed to a man that they liked the Raider NFL rings from the Super Bowl. We had one from the 80 season, one from 83, and it was quite nice. You know, that's what's great about these tournaments, the camaraderie. You get to know some of these guys, and you have a great time.
Bobby, you didn't bring me into that conversation about an NCAA championship ring, I noticed. I've seen a great deal of them. Unfortunately, they've been on Dean Smith's fingers.
The voice of Bill Raftery.
Yeah, not an easy putt for John Brodie, a slider. I don't know where you were this morning, Bob, but the easier putt uphill over here for Will Duvall.
Oh, that's the ideal place, Bill, as we take a look at 17. The ideal place on that green is where Will Duvall hit that shot. It's uphill. He's got to just keep the pace on it, about a 6-inch break from left to right.
This is Dean Evason. Should help the ball. He did. I'm saying we did a lot more than run patterns.
Okay.
Let's head back to 18. Grant Fuhr.
I'll tell you what, a veteran of 5 Stanley Cups, and you know, Joel, with pucks coming at you at Mach speed, I don't think that he's feeling the pressure here. I mean, he's used to this kind of stuff. He's standing up there thinking he can make this putt.
Getting very technical on us at this late stage.
Well, goalie's always amazed me. Look at that.
And moves with that putt into a tie for second with Jamie Easterly and Gorman Thomas.
I told you, this guy's got ice water running through his veins.
Good job. Oh, got him.
Mickey doesn't like it much. The winners of this first of the 4 events this year on the PAGL Tour, $100,000. And that putt, that was a huge one. $50,000 for second place. Now, John Brodie with a similar putt that we saw from Grant Fuhr. Lightning fast.
Look at the break he's playing. I mean, comes right back at the hole, but such a tough putt. Anything above that hole on the right side, and John's not happy with that putt, I'll guarantee you.
Bob, he was disgusted. He gave a look at me. He said, "You could do that."
Don't get carried away around.
I was gonna
this
say.
is Joel's kind of golf, though. He's in position to help as a partner.
Well, no, my position is 3 putts from 12 feet.
Hey, don't think for a second. I wouldn't put it past John Brodie for a second to end up putting his ball down there near Will Duvall so that he can help him with the line. But he's not. I take it back, John. Will Duvall's going to go ahead and putt.
Birdie try.
He's got to keep it up. You know, they'll take a par and they'll walk away very happily.
They've got that par. So now John Brodie can just pick up that mark. And they head to the finishing hole with a 2-shot advantage. John Brodie and Will Duvall have led every step of the way in this final round, and this is a scene we have seen both days. The youngsters having a great time at the LCI Twin Cities Open.
I didn't know you could hit the ball like that. Mike, that must be one of those new high-tech titanium Techno 278B over and under drivers, eh?
No, John, it's the shirt.
Yeah, right.
It's the new Montecito Sportswear line. It looks good, makes me look good, and has definitely improved my game. Here, try one.
It is the shirt.
Montecito Sportswear, available at your local golf pro shop.
Do these guys make underwear?
AT&T, MCI, and Sprint are creating confusion in the minds of the public. The customer doesn't know what plan is the right plan. LCI is a very different long-distance phone company. We offer you a very simple, fair and inexpensive service with technology that's second to none across the state, across the nation, or around the world. We're growing faster than any other company in the business, and they must be coming to us because they believe in us.
Do you know which types of mutual funds are performing best right now? Get the answers when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Call now and you'll also get a free guide to understanding money and investing. It focuses on the risks and the rewards of investments. Get your guide free when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Get 10 weeks of the Journal for just $36 and the guide free with your paid subscription. Call toll-free 800-293-8400. That's 800-293-8400.
Welcome back once again to the Rolling Green Country Club. Joel Meyers along with Bob Chandler and Bill Raftery. Will Duvall coming off a par at 17, a 2-shot lead on the finishing hole. Tried to get it to turn, and it stays right. So it's up to his partner once again, John Brodie.
It looked like he might have.
So the former 49er quarterback has been incredibly consistent on the backside.
Well, you know, and the ham and egg is what we talk about so many times, the expression we use, and that's exactly what they did again. You know, John Brodie, although he hit a good shot on 17, was in a tough spot, gave it a run, ended up with a 10-12 footer for par, but he had Will Duvall coming up after he'd been gone for about 4 holes and getting the par to keep him at 8 under.
Perfect.
Play that little left to right, drops it down short enough to where he's clear of the trees and got a free shot at the green.
So the perfect entry into the green at 18 for John Brodie as they enjoy a 2-shot advantage.
As a young man, he fought against prejudice and poverty. He's won and lost a few battles. But he was never afraid to take chances, never afraid to push his dreams to the edge. Some of you may like him, and some of you may not. Today, Rivera's matured. He's a husband, a father, a local community activist, and an experienced journalist. Give him a shot. He's earned it. Rivera Live, only on CNBC.
Gold Star is great entertainment.
Gold Star is premium movies without the premium price.
With a Gold Star package from Meredith Cable, you can take 2 premium movie services for only $11.90 per month.
That's right, just $11.90 a month for any combination of HBO, Showtime, the Movie Channel, Cinemax, or the Disney Channel.
Go for the gold. Go for the very best in movies, sports, and entertainment with a Gold Star package from Meredith Cable.
Call 483-9999 today.
Quality is in the mind. Okay, so today you're at the Southwestern Bell Classic. Now you have 3 days in the limelight to play against guys named Colbert, Floyd, Loretti. While you broil under the summer sun in front of a world that's silent because they don't want to wake you, take your time. We all live the dream. That's why we watch. Let ESPN show us the way. The Southwestern Bell Classic begins Friday at 3 Eastern.
The leaders are at 18, and let's join Bill Raftery. Raf?
Got a nice break. He's got a good look at the pin. He's got a 6-iron. Should jump out of there. He's got the wind behind him. Came across just a little bit. He said he was telling John asked him last night, do you always play this well?
What'd you hit, Will?
He said, yeah, I can
5,
play a little bit. He said, that was the death knell for me. I start to reach it back out here, change my swing pattern. I didn't know it was the same man played today. And John's got about 186, but he's got the wind. Bob, you could club him better. It's either a 6 or a 7, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be hitting a 6-iron. He asked Will what he hit. Will hit a 6-iron, but he hit it out of the rough. And you can catch a flyer, which he did there, and that's why he ended up couldn't stop it on the green and rolled over the green. So I think John's probably got a 6-iron. He'll be able to put a little bite on this out of the fairway.
Safe shot.
Yeah. Good shot. Come on.
Good shot.
Don't need a touchdown now.
No, he just wanted to hit that short grass, and he did that, and can walk away with par here and a big check.
John Brodie and Will Duvall safely on the green. At least John Brodie. Duvall just off the putting surface with a chip coming up with his third shot at 18. In control with a 2-shot advantage for Jamie Easterly and Gorman Thomas, as well as Grant Fuhr and Mickey Volkin. 3 other groups, 3 shots off the bases. They really bunched together on the backside this afternoon. And you can also pick out some of your favorite players as well, their scores. This final round of the LCI Twin Cities Open. We have been blessed with magnificent weather, outstanding golf as well all weekend long. It has been a pleasure for us to be here just about 20 minutes from downtown Minneapolis. It has been a treat. The golf, as you see Kurt Pavlakwa and Al Wood, they even got to just 2 shots off the pace early on the backside, but had problems. Final 4 holes, dropping a couple of shots.
And Joel, you know, the great thing about this game is no matter how you play or performed in the tournament, you always think you can do better. And so you always keep coming back and trying. And all these guys will go home. They'll work on their games. They'll work on the things that they have had difficulty with in this particular tournament. And they'll head down to North Carolina and get ready for the next PAGL tournament.
Dean Evason. A long birdie try on 18. Evason playing with Doug Wilson, currently at 2 under par, 6 shots behind the leader.
Joel and Bob.
Yes, Bill.
Dean was saying on the way up, what an experience for him. It's the first time he's played in anything like this competitively. He can't wait to get back to Dallas and get ready for Raleigh.
Well, Bill, that's what I was telling. I was just mentioning a minute ago. All these guys will go home and work on their games hard right now.
Oh, nicely done.
Very
beautiful
nice.
chip.
You need more than 2 inside against that fella.
John Brodie just watching. It looks like his partner's got an up and down.
The biggest problem Brodie's going to have is he's got to give his caddy a big cut of this paycheck.
Oh, that's a guarantee.
Will likes quarterbacks, big-name quarterbacks. He played with Meredith at SMU, and now he's playing with Brodie. Not a bad combo, huh?
He goes back home and name drops about who he just played a couple rounds with.
Said he was a few years after Doak Walker, Heisman Trophy man at SMU.
There's the high-priced caddy.
You know where the
John
check
Brodie.
goes right away, Mrs. Brodie.
You think she's out there just for fun?
She just looked into check her credit cards a moment ago.
Now the birdie attempt for John Brodie at 18.
Is that any good?
Look at this.
Is that any good? What a way to go home.
Hey, Raph, I'll tell you what you might see in this next tournament is you might see a lot of those long putters.
You still got to stroke them, though. Experience one out here, I think, guys.
So it turns into a 3-shot victory for John Brodie and Will Duvall as they close it out with style. On the green at 18, the long birdie for John Brodie, and they finish it at 9 under par.
Most things in this world aren't big enough to handle 7 feet 2 inches, 310 pounds.
And I ordered the big breakfast.
How does that feel?
Oh, watch your head, Mr. O'Neill.
There is one notable exception. The Big Slam from Pepsi. 1 ice-cold liter of Pepsi big enough to handle the biggest thirst.
Ain't life grand?
Don't you wish you could be this comfortable with all your decisions? Acura. things are worth the price.
An incredible 2 days of golf for John Brodie, and what a way to close it out. Final round, the 18th green. And a 40-footer for Birdie to finish at 9 under par with his partner Will Duvall, winning the first stop this year of the four-event PAGL Tour. Let's head downstairs now and join Bill Raftery for the awards presentation. Raf?
Thank you very much, Joel. And the folks from Twin Cities did a great job for the Pro Athletes Golf League, and we commend them. Of course, LCI International Telecommunications Company brought this to you. We want to thank them. Brian Thompson, the chairman and CEO, and Tom Wynn, the president. And, of course, the tournament co-chairs, Bob Thamert and Gary Jacobson. Our thanks to them. And now we got Mike giving some money away. Mike Hayes.
Well, on behalf of LCI International, America's fastest long-distance carrier, and the wonderful people at Pepsi, John and Will would like to present you this first-place check.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Not bad, huh, for an old quarterback?
No, this more than I've ever been behind. But we felt like the whole week, the whole involvement with the PAGL has been great, and particularly Steve, who put this whole thing together, and guys like Jim Brown and George Blanda for coming out here. We got with all these hockey fellas. You can tell by the side of my face. I've been blocking hockey pucks before the tournament started. But and for Will, he played better than I thought he was capable. We've been playing for 30 years.
We're going to ice him down.
It was perfect.
I'd like to say thanks for being paired with some great guys, and especially John. Appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, fellas, you said he couldn't go down deep. Let's throw one to him, huh?
How about 2 yards? Yeah, 2 yard out.
All right,
we
folks.
might feel like we can, but I'm not sure. Take a hike. If I can hit you, I'll hit you.
Folks, thanks a million, and 3 more weeks down in Raleigh. We look forward to it.
That's our deal.
Thank you, LCI. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Bill. So congratulations once again to John Brodie and Will Duvall, winning the LCI Twin Cities Open, the magnificent Crystal Award that goes along with it, and $100,000 in this first of the 4 stops on the PAGL Tour this year. And don't forget, we will be with you in just about 3 weeks on ESPN. The next stop on the tour, just outside of Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. For Bob Chandler and Bill Raftery, I'm Joel Meyers and our entire ESPN crew. Thank you for joining us, and look forward to getting together just about 3 weeks down the road.